Let's talk about order blocks. So for an order block to form in the market, we need two scenarios to occur. We need first things first, or a higher time frame key level. That could be a higher time frame order block, a higher time frame fair value gap, a higher time frame breaker, or even higher time frame external range liquidity. Alongside with this, our key level, which is our first factor that is needed for the formation of an order block, we also need a previous level of sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity depending on the scenario. Since I am already drawing a key level down here, I'm already referring to an example of a bullish example. So we can have maybe this as our high, our draw on liquidity. In order for price to expand from this range down here to this range up here, it needs liquidity to have been created around or above the key level, like so. You see, as near touch the key level, because there is a part in the order block that price must normally reach to, or a part in the fair value gap that price will reach to before creating the order block. Your job is not to identify that exact zone, your job is to identify how it is forming, because if you know how the order block forms, you know how you will catch the trade. When price rallies down, for in this scenario here, sell side liquidity, it must break through and purge, taking out liquidity here and tapping into internal range liquidity here. It will give on the lower time frame a shift in market structure or a change in state of delivery, and then the further expansion creating a market maker model here. But to look at that, to identify the order block, you will be seeing a scenario of two candlesticks, the black or the white, since my chart is already in black, so a bearish candlestick will possibly be white. Most likely will be the best scenario will be white. I can have a white candlestick here and the engulfing candlestick, that is the blue here. A scenario like this calls for the formation of a bullish order block. The best is when you even see it and you have a little wick down here that shows that price has actually raided here, because as we all know, the body tells the story and the wicks do the damage. If you look at the opposite side, if you invert the scale, for example, you will find that the opposite is true for a bearish scenario. You also need to see the liquidity that has been taken, and then this as the order block that forms, and your move now comes in the candle that pulls back into the order block, because this move here is the pullback into the order block. This is where you're trying to look for your execution. Let's go back to the normal scale and we can look at maybe the daily chart of GBP USD. This here is a wide market maker model from this low to this high. If we have to look at it detailing, you will spot that there are other blocks on every range. If you say you cannot see it on this time frame, you go to the lower time frame, there is an order block in that range that was formed that called for the first distribution on every area. If you look here, we have this order block that was formed here. Price pulled back into the candle and expanded, creating this fair value gap. On the higher time frame, for example the weekly, this range here will likely be a weekly order block. If we go to the weekly chart, you will find that this is a weekly order block that price has used alongside with this fair value gap to expand. Now we can also look at this other scenario here. Price taps into this weekly fair value gap. This is a key level. You can go to the 4-hour and identify what price created on this key level, or we go to the daily chart. This is that same line. Here we have a change in state of delivery and price expands, coming back for this fair value gap and rally. If we go to the daily chart, you will see that this was an order block. The same is true on every other time frame and every other range. If you are able to understand the key level, you are able to understand how to identify the order block. From here, we still have expectations of price rallying back to this high, taking out external range liquidity, but I don't have enough formation here for me to look for the trade. Anyways, we will be having more videos coming talking about the other PDRAs, the other key levels that will help you to improve your trading. If you want more like this, subscribe to my channel and see you on the next one.